I promise we're almost done covering these data types. We're almost done, and this is gonna get less boring, hopefully. I know, it's a chore going all through these, but they're very important, and we're gonna use these a ton. So we need to get through it, unfortunately. But hey, we're almost there. So what are arrays? We saw strings, we saw numbers, we saw objects. Well, arrays can be used kind of like a simple list of something. So a good example here would be an object. You would have a user that has a name, it has an age, it has maybe a function in it. And an array would be something like a dictionary with different words, or maybe a list of users. So let me kind of show you. Const, I'm gonna create a list of users. And we can create an array by adding these square brackets. And in here, what we do is we just create multiple strings. So we can say deved, we can say Johnny and Jon Snow and you. All right. So rather than just creating a bunch of strings like this, name1 is equal to deved, and then you have name2, you can kind of just list them and organize them into one variable in here with arrays. Okay, cool. How can we access these though? Well, we can access them by writing list users, and we can add those brackets again. And in here, we can just say the number that we want to access. So, and the way you access them is a bit silly. I mean, if you don't know programming, because we usually count 1, 2, 3, 4. But the robots count differently. They count from 0. So you have to do 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay? So to access deved here, I need to say 0. So let's console this out. Console log list of users and hit save. You're going to see we have deved. So if I want to console out you, it's going to be 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay? 3, save, and we have you. Okay, perfect. Now let's also check what this list of users is. What data type it is. List users. And before we can say type of. Hit save. Oh, look at that. It's also an object. So this being an object, it means that, hey, we probably have some methods on it, some functions on it, right? Let's take a look. List users dot, there we go, take a look. Concat, fill, filter, find, for each, includes, index of, so many different things, all right? So let's try one or two of these. And you can kind of hover over them or kind of scroll through them and see what they do. So as you can see, if I go to pop, it says removes the last element from the array and returns it. So let's give it a shot. So let's say pop, and again, to invoke this function, to execute it, we have to add those parentheses. So we're gonna say list.pop, and then we're just gonna console log our list of users again. Hit save. And as you can see, we don't have the last one anymore. There we go. You are gone. You're not there anymore. Okay, let's take a look at a different one. So let's get rid of pop. And these are pretty common. You're gonna see pop used a lot. You're gonna see push, which basically appends new elements to an array. All right, so let's do push. And in here, I actually need to pass in an argument. So let's say new, all right, to make this very clear and obvious. Let me also close these up and take a look at that. Boom, it gets pushed new at the last one. All right, so pop and push. Pop takes out from the last element, and push pushes in at the last. And then we have something called shift. So let's try that as well. We can say shift, and that removes the first one. Hit save. And as you can see, I'm gone. And if you want to add something at the beginning, you can do unshift. And then we can say new. All right, that adds it to the beginning. Boom. All right, so these are a few ones that you're gonna see. Another common one is getting the number of how many users we have in this array. and you're gonna see that. Let me just get rid of this or comment it out. I'm gonna re-add these for you to see. You can use something called dot length. All right, and this just gives back the amount of strings or whatever you have in here. So in this case, we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, perfect. So let me kind of uncomment these out for you to see. So we have shift and unshift, like that. All right, this doesn't need an argument, so let me remove that. And then we have also list of users dot pop and push. Okay, perfect. Let's close these up as well. For now, I'm just gonna comment everything out. If I grab everything and just hold Control and backslash, that's gonna work fine, and it's gonna comment everything out. Okay, so these are a few methods that you can use on arrays. Another one that might be pretty cool is lists users dot. You're gonna see index of. If we take a look here, it just says returns the index of the first occurrence of a value in an array. So index of, so I can basically search the name of Johnny, for example, and if I hit save, that's gonna give me back the index of Johnny. Let me console log this. Console log lists. There we go. So we have 1. So basically the index is the location of where that element is in the array. So index of dev ed is 0, index of Johnny is 1, 2, and 3. All right, so that's the index. And if we want to access one, again, we just say list of users is the index of 2. All right, so that's what index is. Okay, so there we go. That's a quick way if you want to find out the number of the index of one specific element. And by the way, you can also do numbers here. So you can say 1, 2, 3, that works just fine. You can also do Booleans and all of that good stuff. Okay, so you're not limited to strings or anything. Okay, so there we go. Those are the basics of arrays. Now let's get into some fun stuff.